Okay, my friends, here it is. The Monday morning live stream here at the Thrive Like a Viking headquarters. Let me know how the sound is coming in. Let me do the sound check, guys. Sunshine. Yes, what did I say? All right, what's up, guys? Let me know where you're at, where you're watching this from. Let me know how your practices are doing. Did you gain any new information from last week's live stream, such as the meditations, the cold training, the breath work, all of which we will make specific videos on this channel for in the upcoming season. Okay. So Dylan Davis says, finally made it to the live. What's up, my friend? Good to see you here. Jania McDonald. Yes. Hello. Sam Potzik. Good morning. Hope everyone is having a great start to the week. Let's get into it. Definitely. Let's see. Okay. Spawn Viking Grow. Whoa. Spawn Viking Grow. Nice. That's a nice name. Sunshine. Okay, good. What's up, Creative Soil? Good to see you here, my friend. Aaron Johnson. Yes. So, guys, today we are going to talk about how to win social media. Now, of course, that's a bit of a whimsical title, but hey, let me know how the sound is. Okay, is the sound good? Am I blowing the mic out or what? Because you know this live stream, we don't get no do-overs. So let me know. Now the how to win social media. Now that seems like a very whimsical kind of topic because obviously you can't win that, but it could be said that there are winners and losers. Now, what made me think to say this is that how when you examine the state of the way commerce is done and the way that interactions are done among people now, everything is based through the internet. All right. Now, we have you guys, the Thrive Tribe, understand that this is by design, of course, that this is, the internet has to become, it was set to become the central pillar of human civilization. And that is exactly what it's becoming. Okay. So let us just imagine for a moment that you were locked out of the internet. What would you do? What would you do? What if you were all your banking, all of your bill paying, all of your credit card stuff, your bank accounts, all that kind of stuff, it's all locked out because it's all on the internet now. So just ponder that for a moment. What would you do? And then what would you be willing to give up to get back in? My friend Graham from Ireland brought this up a couple of weeks ago, and it's been in the back of my mind. What would you give up to get back into the internet? What kind of liberties or freedoms or privacy would you sacrifice to get back into your life? Not saying that that's going to happen, but we have to think of these possibilities. Okay, so this once we get done with the meditation, we are going to explore these possibilities, but we're also going to me being a professional social media person now. I have a unique perspective on social media, the internet, e-commerce, all these kind of things. So I want to share that perspective so that you can gain something from it. Okay, because that's really what it's all about. But before long, we're going to start the meditation here. So you guys let me know how your meditations are going. Let's see here. A couple of things. The Valhalla onions are pretty much getting sold out. So if you guys are on the fence, better get them or not. It doesn't matter at all to me. But I'm just saying we're pretty much tapping out. So a couple of more orders, maybe a dozen more orders, and that's it for the year. So just letting you know about that. Okay. So yes, Master Cleanse consultations are possible if you guys want. $100 and it will take an hour or however long it takes to get you a rock solid plan, including the new way I've developed to do the Master Cleanse. Very, very similar, except, well, I just don't want to say too much about it, but you don't even need the saltwater flush and you don't even need the laxative teas with this new configuration of doing it. And the new way of coming off the cleanse does away with the day of orange juice, which is everyone's most hated, difficult day. It does not only does it do away with that, but it's better. It's much better in my experience. So remember, I've been doing it, let's see, 17 years old. That's 7, 8, 9. That's 22 years I've been doing the Master Cleanse. So I've learned it in and out. All right. Now we are going to, let us see here. Brian says, I think the older of us would be just fine. I think the younger ones would have a harder time with it because it has been a part of their life since the start. Ooh, yeah. So we are going to definitely talk about that right after the meditation. Okay. That's a great comment, question. So guys, let us get into the meditative state of mind. It's a short meditation, only 5 to 8 minutes, but it's of utmost importance that we situate the mind right. Let me get all these banners off of here. We situate the mind right. This is very important. So wherever you're at whatever point in the world, if you're Pam in South Africa, or if you're Matthias in the Netherlands, or if you're Ms. T in, I think, Texas or Mississippi, one of the two, doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, just stop for a few minutes and put everything on the shelf. Straighten the back and let us take 3 deep conscious breaths all together, breathing fully in. Hold. Let it go. Again, breathing deeply as you can. Hold. Let it go. Last one. Fill the lungs all the way. Hold. Hold. And let it go. Now immediately drop in to the sensation of air as it flows past your nostrils, through your nose, into your lungs, filling the lungs, and it falls back out of the body immediately. That's the only thing you need to be aware of, is the breathing. Allow the body to breathe however it wants to breathe. And recognize that the intelligence of the organism knows exactly how to breathe to sustain you. If your mind is very active, just observe this and notice its unwillingness to sit still and to obey your commands. You must train the mind, command it to be silent. Sit still, be silent. You do this not by force of will. You do this by gentle, compassionate repetition. You do not become frustrated with yourself when you find that your mind has wandered away, or when you find that you're restless, you want something more stimulating. This meditation thing, everything else is great, but this meditation is just so boring. Yes, just observe this habit pattern of the mind. It wants to cling to something more stimulating because that's what it's conditioned to do. But the human mind is a marvel of adaptation. It will do what it is conditioned to do. Just observe the breathing. Don't try to listen to my voice. Just allow the brain to pick up and make sense of it by itself. We are reconditioning the mind. Every time that it drifts away or every time that it becomes restless, you just observe and let it go. And you let it go by bringing the attention back to the sensation of air as it flows in and out. Breathing in, breathing out. We do not retrain the mind by force of will. This will be counterproductive. If you try really hard to force the mind to sit still, it doesn't work that way. Instead, you gently bring the light of awareness. Shine the light of awareness onto the reality of your mind, and automatically you become present. Because you are presence itself. You are awareness itself. There is no limits. There is no boundary line to your awareness. It only appears that way from the conditioning. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice how the mind has become still and quiet. The breathing has become rhythmic, gentle yet strong. The body is relaxed. The tension is gone from the face and the forehead. The hands are relaxed. Palms facing upwards to receive the energy from the ether. All of this is happening simultaneously. Notice how effortless your experience is. Your body, the organism, knows exactly how to sustain itself. With each inhalation, you are breathing in countless molecules of air, oxygen. And although you have no control over it, your body is doing it for you. It is taking the oxygen out of the air and using it to build human tissue. It is miraculous. It is unimaginable in its intelligence and complexity. The digestion that is happening right now with no effort from you. Thankfully, you have no control over that, other than what you put into your body. Could you imagine what a mess you would make if you had to control your digestion? No, just allow it to happen and be thankful. Shine the light of gratitude to your bodily systems for functioning perfectly. Together, let us take 3 deep conscious breaths, breathing fully in. Hold. Let it go. Again, breathing deeply as you can. Hold. And let it go. Last one, fill the lungs. Hold. Hold. And let it go. Through the meditation practice, you begin to see the habit patterns of the mind. And this is the most important element of awakening to the ultimate self. Once you see and experience with your own eyes, your own experience, it becomes a reality for you. You realize, you have realizations, meaning it becomes a reality for you. Many people have a deep theoretical understanding of higher consciousness, of what meditation does, or what it is, or what spirituality is, or what awakening is. They might be able to recite to you all the Bhagavad Gita, all the Quran. They might be able to recite to you all of Eckhart's teachings. They can quote the Bible. They can quote this and quote that. And they have a wonderfully complex theoretical understanding of all of this. But when you look at their life, they are no more awake than the next person. When you talk to them and you get a feeling for what their experience is, they are no more liberated than anyone else. They are just as bound. Bound to what? To the sense of self, which is the only and fundamental delusion. The sense that I am something, that I was born and that I can die, and that I have a life, and that I am separate from all the other billions of other separate people in a world full of separate objects. This is the ultimate and fundamental illusion. So it doesn't actually matter so much how many lines from the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita or the Quran or whatever holy scripture you want to subscribe to, or whatever the Tao Te Ching. If it hasn't become a reality for you, then it doesn't do much good. And I find, and I've seen over the years, so many people collect spiritual trinkets, not just physical trinkets like prayer beads and different tattoos and different malas and all these things that outward signify, look how spiritual I am, look how awake I am. Yes. And people look at him and those cues are, oh, wow, he must be really awake. Look at all those prayer beads. He must be laboring under the burden of all that awakening because he's got 25 pounds of prayer beads around his neck and all these cool face tattoos, tribal tattoos. He must be so awake. This is the delusion. The reality is that it doesn't matter at all what the outward expression appears. What matters is the fundamental delusion. Have you dissolved yet? Do you still think you are someone? Do you still think you are something? A finite ego in a scary big world of other egos. That's the only awakening to the reality that you are the mind of God. You are the ultimate observer. All that ever has been or will be is contained in now, and you are now. Okay, guys. Let us switch gears a little bit, all right? See, ultimately, I would love to just talk like I was just talking. Talk about that is what moves through me a lot, but it's not the right time. I notice, or I know this. It's not quite the right time for that. So we'll do it in bites, in stages, when we are in the meditative state, because there's no telling what is going to inspire a particular individual at that time, because each person is completely on their own journey. So there is no telling what is going to inspire them into the awakening process. Some people get there through years of arduous meditation. Some people get there from wallowing deep in misery and addiction for some time, until the pain just gets so great that they fracture and they separate, and they realize none of that is who they are or what they are. It never has been. And then they are free. And when that happens, there's no going back. So, okay, guys. Hello, Pilar. Hello, Aaron Johnson. Yes, says, at a certain time of the month, my hormones are raging, and in meditation with the tribe, I find myself being drawn to Nate and his amazing voice. And any other females feel this way? The mind wonders. Yes. Thank you, Aaron. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, but that's really good to observe that in this, and that's all part of it. The meditation, you observe that. You observe the sensation, the feeling, the thought process, but then let it go and bring it back to the sensation of air. That's how we retrain the mind. Guys, side note, look, this is how, let me see here. Okay. Look, this is how my mail, so I got this on my porch the other day because they've stopped delivering. This is how you know you've got a lot of flowers on your place, is when the mailman stops delivering your mail because it says overgrown and bees. And even the Amazon person set the package at the very front of the property and wrote overgrown with bees. Yeah, so that's how you know you've got the right amount of flowers in your setup, is when the people just stop delivering mail to your place because it's so beautiful and luscious. Yeah. Oh, B. Hendricks, I beatbox to clear repetitive thoughts. That sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Guys, if you remember, if you want the Garden Like a Viking sticker, this is the OG sticker, the original one, because the new ones are going to have the white circle around the YouTube. If you guys want these, just let me know, and I can send them to you. Send me an envelope to the P.O. Box, and I will, it's like a self-addressed stamped envelope, right? Do you remember all that kind of thing? And then I will put one of these in there and send it to you, okay? We can do that, 1 or even 2. If you take the trouble, I'll probably send you 2. So, because that would be great. We're going to have some kind of giveaway this season, multiple giveaways for the Viking granular and stuff, based upon something to do with these stickers. Haven't figured it out yet, but we will. All right. Sam Potzik, I haven't checked the P.O. Box yet this week, but I will very soon. Okay. So don't worry. We'll do that. Pilar says, does it work for bills too? Yeah, they just stopped billing you. Well, this is a bill. But all my stuff's automatically withdrawn, so it's all good. Hello, Ms. T. Good to see you here. Yes. Says greetings. Happy that we are here now. Yes, we are. So let us get into the topic of the talk. And that is how to win at social media. Guys, like it or not, we are in a new age. We are in the digital age. Do you understand what I mean by that? Most of us, well, Okay, I just turned 39. Okay, so I'm at an age where I can now really remember when things were totally different. Totally different. The whole structure of society was different. The way humans interacted was different in this society. I have a particular scope because of the 10 years of traveling in Asia and in villages and all of these kind of things. But also, just from my childhood here in northern Indiana, things are radically different. The way that people interact with each other, the way that that business is done, the way that business is done. When I started working and stuff, when I mean, there was no internet, of course, and so everything is just completely different now. And the way that social media has, we don't really have family reunions. And how many of you guys know you don't really have family reunions anymore like you used to, because everyone just kind of knows what's going on through Facebook. Oh yeah, I saw. Oh yeah, Meghan Markle and so this people had babies. Yeah, we know that and stuff. So you just kind of, I mean, how many of you can relate to that though? Once the great grandma dies, then the reunions kind of stop. Yeah. How many of you can feel that, or the grandma, or whatever? It's always the grandmas that hold the glue together, and then once they're gone, then it just kind of doesn't happen like that. But everything is totally different. So after 2020, that we will look back in 10 years, or even now, we look back and say, okay, the digital age began in 2020. Okay. And what the digital age is everything is done through the internet. Now, the way that humans relate to each other, the way that humans do commerce, the way that humans bank, the way that people get directions. How many of you still use a road atlas? Do you remember those things? A map? Do you remember that? How crazy that was? And that was just not that long ago. But now everyone just beep on the phone, set it there, and just follow along. Just do exactly what it says. Just wherever you got to go, just exactly what it says. You just follow along. So, yes, Tease Treats says family reunions used to be a yearly event when I was a kid. Now, when was the last one that you had? I mean, now are they? Or are they like once in a blue moon every 8 years or something? Yeah, me too. I used to see, and all the cousins and everything like that all just kind of disperses. And I've talked to so many people where this is the same thing. They're like, yeah, we used to have reunions and stuff and know all the distant cousins and everything, but we haven't done that in like 15 years, or we haven't done that anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Things were totally different. Now, what Brian said a while ago, before we started the meditation, and is very relevant. I think Brian says, I think the older of us would be just fine. We're talking about if you got locked out of the internet, okay? But he says, I think the older of us would be just fine. The younger ones would have a harder time with it because it has been a part of their life since the start. Yes, and this is one of the points I want to make, is that we are the people, if you're above, I would say if you're much younger than me, 39, if you're much younger than that, then you're not quite having the scope, because I was born in 85. So I still had a childhood totally free of the internet, riding bikes outside, making forts constantly outside. My dad got me my first gun when I was 8. I had a dirt bike when I was 8 as well. And we had a 700-acre woods behind the house. And so I was just constantly back there getting rabbits and eating them over the fire. And me and my friend Ben would spend nights out, build forts and spend the night out in the woods with the dirt bikes and stuff. It was just amazing. But you don't realize that when you're doing it, you're just living life. You're just having your childhood. But then, Nintendo came around. There was like Nintendo a little bit and stuff. And then Sega Genesis came out. And we'd play sometimes and stuff, but it never really like grabbed hold. The internet was there and things, but we still had like a real hands-on life prior to any of this technology. We played baseball, we took karate, we did all kinds of stuff. And then it wasn't until high school that like AOL came around, America Online, and we had chat, instant messenger. Are you going to get on instant messenger tonight? And you had to dial up. Hey, who's on the phone? I'm on the internet. because the dial-up, and you just sat there and wait, and then you download like one web page, and it'd take like 20 minutes for the graphics to load up, and you thought it was so cool. All of these things, this is not that long ago. We're not talking about 250 years ago. We're talking about 20 years ago, you know, well, 30 years ago now, 20, 30 years ago. I mean, this stuff, the rate of change is so dramatic. And we are at the age, I'm saying beyond, 35-ish, that has scope, that has the scope. Because I didn't get my first cell phone till I was 21. And it was like a razor, flip phone kind of thing. You had to text. I mean, when text first came out, you remember that? Why would I text somebody? Why would you spend time texting when you could just call them? And that's the dumbest thing I ever heard, a text. And now that's all I do. I'm like, man, just text me. Don't even bother calling me. Okay. So it's like that, guys. And the younger generation is not going to know any different. Do you remember you used to go to the, bank and like write checks and stuff? My mom still does on her stone tablet. She still writes checks. But you used to go to the bank and you used to go to people's houses. Do you remember back before cell phones and things when you would just just stop by someone's house because you didn't know if they were home or not, and that was acceptable? Now you would never do that. It's like, well, why didn't you text me first? You just stop by. No, you would just stop by. Or if you called somebody, hey, where's Ben at? I don't know where he's at. Oh, well, do you know when he'll be back? No, I don't know when he'll be back. Oh, okay. But now it's like, you didn't, I haven't been able to get a hold of you for 5 minutes. Where are you? It's just how different everything is. So we have that scope. Okay. So we have to utilize that scope, and we have to see the change of human relationships. We have to see how things are being guided by this. Okay. When you optimize, when you commercialize, when you turn attention into a product, this is what you come up with, is that everybody is divided into their own little bubbles, and everybody is getting a drip feed of information in their own echo chamber. All right. So this is social media. This is where we, oh, definitely. Yes. Teets says cruising around to all the hangouts looking for your crew. Definitely. You just drove around and maybe they were there. Yeah. Or you rode your bike around, and wherever all the bikes were, you would just, there's where everybody is, but that's it. Everything is totally changed. So, the social media, the search engines, the YouTube, all of this is all run by AI. Now, in this sense, I'm not using it like is commonly thought as most people think of AI as artificial consciousness, which is totally different because they're used to seeing movies like Ex Machina, I don't know how you say that name. They're used to seeing movies like that and stuff, the preemptive programming of the movies. So they're thinking like artificial consciousness, but artificial intelligence is already here, been here for a long time. And in this case, I'm using it as algorithmic intelligence, AI. Yes, the algorithm. The algorithm determines what you experience. As far as anything coming across these screens, it is very much like the Matrix. The plug is in the back of the head in the Matrix, but they don't need it because it's in the front of the head here. So the plug was in the back of the head in the Matrix because that was the technology at the time. They were coming up with these things, but it would be wireless now, of course, and it is. It's all just visually coming in through the different forms. So now the algorithm is tailored for certain things. The algorithm is immensely powerful because it has so many points of data that it can draw from, and it can be simultaneously aware of billions of different points, data reference points. It can compute things to degrees that we just can't even understand by the human mind, really. And so So the hold on one second. It's my morning cup of coffee still. Yes, wonderful. And so the algorithm can be aware of so many things, and it's learning all the time. Every like, every dislike, every comment, every live stream, all of this stuff is all being fed through the computing process. Okay, we could call it a quantum computer. We could call it so many different things. But this is not even like conspiracy type stuff. This is fact, has been for some time. Now, the algorithm determines what you see. If you and I bring our devices and we pull up YouTube, we will see totally different YouTubes. Okay, as for all the videos will be totally different. Although ours might be a little bit similar because we're here or together. We have somewhat similar likes and dislikes. But for the most part, they'll be radically different. Okay, so now people know this about things like YouTube, but did you also know that it's the same with Google? It's also the same with home pages of anything that internet based. So Instagram, duh. I mean, of course, obviously, but also Google. Think of that, guys. It all keeps track. Do you remember a couple of years ago, once we got into the digital age, where there's the cookies? I allow the cookies, giving you the illusion of choice. But the cookies thing essentially allows them to track all of the information that you're using, all the information. And I don't just mean I don't mean like credit card information. I'm talking about most of these services are data mining. I mean, one of the biggest money makers for a lot of these companies is mining your data. Okay, utilizing your series of choices that you make on the internet. Every click, every word that you type, even if you don't send it, all of that stuff, it's all recorded. Okay, this is not conspiracy in any way. This is fact. You can research these things and find this out for yourself. It is all recorded. All right. And it uses all those points of data to present to you information in such a way that is going to engage you and grab your attention and make you feel or act in a certain way. Okay. Now you say, now it can't do that. There's billions. I mean, there's so many different, so are you talking about that time that I clicked on that website 7 years ago, late at night one time, and I did blah, blah, blah? Yes, I am. Yes, this is how it works. It's not human intelligence. It's vastly beyond that as far as computing power. So its goal is to draw you into it, keep you engaged. All right. Now we won't go any deeper. We won't say it's any more sinister than that. Okay. They're just trying to manipulate your opinion to keep you engaged. All right. And none of us can really deny this because we see its effects. Now, the social media and the internet, YouTube and Google and all of this, they amplify what you are interested in. Now, a lot of people, and I'm in correspondence with thousands of people over time through the internet and social media and everything. A lot of people say the internet is just full of fear mongering and useless information, and everyone is completely bickering, and it's a war out there. I mean, we're this close to civil war. You'll hear people talking like that, okay? And then you're like, okay, well, if you just observe and you see or if you inquire to them about who they kind of follow online and how they kind of vote and stuff like that, then you can understand what echo chamber they are in, Well, I saw on Canadian Prepper the other day, blah, blah, blah. And okay. So they're watching Prepper channels, they're into far right or left wing, whatever it is. I mean, you can just tell. And they've got a really strong political opinion. If they've got a strong political opinion, they're in the matrix. They've been grabbed into it. Okay. And so they really are under the delusion that it matters. The illusion of choice. And so you can tell by asking a series of questions, simple questions, and not that many, what people's sort of feed is like. Now, it's designed to be an echo chamber, So you will get more of what you are looking up. You will get more of it. So, to the people that say that it is all fear mongering and that it's useless and full of division, now that's true on one level, but also they're using it that way. Here's the punchline. They are using it that way unconsciously. Now, you can use the internet in a very conscious way, which I will get to in a moment, but I want to see what you guys are talking about. Teats Treats, I really appreciate that the tribe voted to keep AI out of Discord and live chats. Definitely. Yeah, there's no way. Let's see. Vera Witch Lady, good morning, my friend. Says, not anymore with all the censorship and the search engines. I'm not enticed with what is proposed. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you can sense this just on Google. When you try and search something now, I mean, forget about it. They can scrub the internet now of certain things. And it goes so deep, guys, because this is one reason that the internet was designed to be the central pillar of human society. Because when we had books and letters and hard copies of things, then and actual physical recordings of things, like on a tape, on a disc or something, that was that was like proof. Okay, well, here it's written in this book, you see, or it's in this newspaper. You see, they actually said that actually happened. You see, here's the newspaper. But now everything's been digitalized. Everything. You get all your news, everything is from the digital world. And at first it was like, oh, it's so freedom of information and everything. But that's the hook. That's the little bait to get everyone addicted to it. So now they have the power to totally scrub the entire internet of certain things. And so you can say, instead of having that newspaper or that hard copy that says, well, look, here, see, this happened. They actually said that. Boom. You go back, you try to find that article from a couple years ago in some blog or some website. Gone. You can't find it. Can't find anything. And you try and Google search it. I'm going to do research on Google. Yeah. And it brings up, nope, you don't see any of that. 47 million responses in 0.2 seconds. But you don't see it. Nope, it's not that. I guess it never happened. I guess it wasn't there. You see what I'm talking about? The power, the unimaginable power of being able to rewrite history, even recent history, as you see fit. Whoever is they. Do you understand the difference? So, yes, exactly. They can and do rewrite history. Yes. And it's so easy. It's so easy now. But back when this all first started, we were like, well, that's not possible. You can't. The internet's free. It's free. Just computers communicating with each other. It's uncontrollable. How naive to think that now. It's uncontrollable. There's not a chance. In fact, you can look these things up, and this is. I don't even want to say the names, but yeah, you can look all of this up. So, right. Vera, no, I'm not saying, she says, LOL, newspaper is not a good example for that has happened. Right. I'm not saying that what is in the newspaper was factual, but I'm saying that was a headline at one time, that there was actually some kind of thing about that, whereas now I'm using that to say that was a hard copy to where, look, we have it. So this is what was said. All right. Now you don't even have a hard copy. It's all just in the ether, just poof, just whatever. You don't even know. So, yes, Brian said, oops. Yeah, I know, Vera. Brian says, nothing is free anymore. Everything has a price, good or bad. Now, if you guys watch, how many of you know Jaron Lanier? Yes. The AI guy with the dreadlocks and a real gnarly looking guy. Now over the years, I've listened to dozens of interviews with Jaron, and he spells it out. I mean, he really spells it out. And he was one of the founding fathers of the whole AI sort of augmented reality, virtual reality sort of world. And he says that, and it's his saying, but I'm borrowing it. He says, if the service is free, you are the product. If the service is free, you are the product. Now, what does that mean? That means Facebook, YouTube, YouTube not premium, and Instagram, and so many different things, all these free sites and all these free things. If the service is free, you are the product, meaning that it is manipulating your attention, advertisements, data mining, social engineering, all of this. Yes? And this is very true. You have an insider saying that. I urge you guys to, if you're not familiar with Jaron, you should be. Okay? It's one of the people that you definitely should be familiar with. So, with all of this being said, now, how can you win at social media? How can you use it to your advantage? First, it comes by understanding that it's real, as far as it's actually happening, that the algorithms guide your experience. You will keep getting what you are looking into, all right? And it wants to engage you as to the maximum degree. So what is the most engaging now is divisive things, is things that are reaction causing, really forceful thing. I mean, politics has gotten out of control. How many of you guys remember back in the 90s when it was like, or before that, when it was like, okay, if you had different political opinions, then okay, well, you're going to vote for Clinton or for Ross Perot or whoever was running, and it was like, oh, well, if your opinion was different than mine, then that's fine. That's fine. You have a different political opinion, and it didn't really matter that much and stuff. But now it's gotten to the point where the entire fate of our democracy lies on this election. You have to vote this way. The entire fate of the world relies on this. Our democracy will fall if this candidate gets in. No, they're going to take your guns. This candidate gets in, then it's impending doom. Panic. It's so different. And even within family members now, even within same families, if they have different political opinions, get them. They're the devil. You're the reason this country is like this. Blah, blah, blah. You see all this fighting like the rats in a cage. Yes. So the landscape has changed dramatically, guys. Now you can use social media though for your awakening. Okay. How do you do that? By consciously, step one is you have to become aware that social engineering is real, that it exists, and that it's happening on you right now. And then after coming to terms with that, you have to say, okay, what kind of life do I want to have? Do I want to continue to feel fear or to feel like I'm powerless in such a big world that's out of control and all these things that are out of my control? Do I want to continue to feel that way? No, of course not. But so once you decide, no, that's not how I want to feel, then you have to make a conscious choice. And at first it will feel like work. But you have to make a conscious choice and say, okay, I'm going to redirect the feeds that I am getting. And it will happen much faster than you think. So you say, I'm not going to click on that clickbaity title anymore. It's all about what you're receiving. You will get more of it. And so I'm not going to go to the Canadian Prepper channel anymore. I'm not going to listen to those headlines. I'm not going to go to the political websites and the right versus left and all of this. And I'm not going to call names to the other side and all of this stuff. At first, it's going to be tough because you've become addicted to it and you don't even realize. So there's going to be withdrawal symptoms. You're going to feel like you're unaware of things. You're going to feel like agitated, withdrawal symptoms. All right. You're going to feel a sense of agitation. So it's best to just break it completely. Do a 10-day master cleanse. Okay. That's what I recommend. Do a 10-day master cleanse. But while you do it, do an information cleanse as well. No social media. No, try no internet. No internet. What? No internet or obviously television as well. None of you should even have television at this point. What we know about it. It's like smoking cigarettes, Well, okay, back in the day, before anybody knew, everybody was smoking. But now that we know, we don't smoke. And it's the same with television. Back in the day, everybody had television. I was watching television all the time. But now that we know, nobody should be having television. And so take a 10-day master cleanse, reset the entire thing. Okay. Go to nature or go to make some kind of a program to where you have things to do. Don't just sit around. Then of course you need something to fill that space. All right. So that is going to reset your system so that then you can start to engage with social media in a way that is going to bring to you more things that are useful and positive. And it can work this way. This blows people's minds when they have spent so long thinking that the whole internet is divisive and fear-mongering and all of this, when in reality, that's what they've been engaging with. So once you start engaging only with things that are positive, building of health, and vitality, you will find that the algorithm can work for you. If you just all out stop engaging, you don't thumbs down things, you don't leave a hateful comment, because the algorithm reads your comments and all of that. It knows it's unimaginably intelligent in a way. So you stop doing all of that. All right. And you start looking up meditation videos. You start listening to Eckhart Tolle videos. You start listening to old school videos. Papa G. How many of you guys know Papa G? Watch hour-long seminars of that, and more of that will come to you. All right. But these are old school, like Papa G's a real old school seminar, an Indian teacher from the 60s, 70s, 80s. And the recordings are just like a VHS of, that's been uploaded to YouTube. There's not like a bunch of cuts and edits and sounds and all that kind of stuff. It's like you're just there in the room. So you have to, at first, you might think, oh, this is so boring. But no, you just go through the withdrawal symptom and feel and observe and participate energetically with it. And so that is, and then you will find that you will be getting more of that. All right. Look up kettlebell training. Everyone, like I said last time, should be doing a form of kettlebell training. You will get more of that in your feed. All right. Join Facebook groups that are all about cold training. Yes, Susanna, that's how you spell it. Except it's one word. But I got to warn you, I mean, it's not like stimulating, but spiritually, it is unbelievable. He is absolutely one of the great awakened beings of this age. He is absolutely on par with the Buddha in every way. So yes, exactly. Cultivate life. Papa G was Muji's teacher and Ramana Maharshi's pupil. Yes, this is true. And so it's like a wonderful, unbelievable gift that we can see these recordings of this and feel the energy. You can feel the energy of the love coming through the screen, coming through the experience when you watch this. All right. So this is a very profoundly useful way to use social media, to use the internet, and it will give you more of this. It will direct you to other teachers who share a similar philosophy. So, but then occasionally it's still going to try and test you, and it's going to say, well, here's this video about, oh, Kamala Harris just said this, and now it's all the freedom of our democracy is at stake, blah, 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 or Trump did this, blah, 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 and it's going to be tempting for you to click on that because I gotta know what is it? What's at stake? What's going to happen to me? but you have to resist. You have to resist. You have to say no. You have to say no. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. You already know enough to know that you already know enough to know that it's urgent that we all awaken. That's the only thing that's urgent. Yes, and even that will happen divinely when it's intended to. So you have to not click on that urgent video that spikes your alarm system, and instead, no, you just watch the videos that are conducive to the new reality you want to experience. Look up the kettlebell training videos and find good ones on there. Look up some cold training videos, the Wim Hof method. Yes, begin that, and you will see more and more of those. And all of a sudden, it will become the social media will become your friend. It really will. You don't go on Facebook and leave comments. Just stop leaving comments on divisive things in general. If it's not in some way helpful to somebody or sharing, in some way, like in this community, then just don't say it. Yeah. Which I know all of you guys are already like that, but I'm saying in general. And you will find, okay, that get up off the Facebook groups of division and all of that kind of stuff and join the ice bathing. There's one group on Facebook, Ice Bath Curious. There's lots of good information in there. All right. There's also lots of good information in International Disciples of Sauna Tents. Okay. That's a great group to join in Facebook. Also, there is several gardening groups, although that's just full of tons of misinformation. Really, it is. So just not misinformation, but just incorrect information. Tons of it. So let's see here. Yes, Ms. T says on day 4 of the master cleanse, go on base every day, walk 3 miles and sit in the sauna for 30 minutes. Yes, definitely. Best of luck to you, my friend. So Muddy Paws, hello tribe. I took a media break to reset myself and pick up my own plans for my own situation. Super recalibration is a wonderful thing for that sense of self-sufficient security. Glad to be here. Absolutely, my friend. That's what it's about, a recalibration. So what we just described, take that time. Take that time, recalibrate. And then when you go into the new experience, hold strong. The only kind of will that it takes is at first not to click on those topics or those videos or not to listen to the news sources or any of that kind of divisive stuff. Just things that are going to lead you to your greatest awakening. Yes. Yes, exactly. Teats Treat says, I wasn't even thinking about this live. I sat down to do work tasks and watch YouTube while I work. You popped up on my phone and I joined. It's the universe telling me what to do. This is true. This is true. When you begin to do this, it will bring to you things that are conducive to your higher understanding, your higher examining of your life, your higher experience. It will help you to usher in your own awakening, your own deepening of your sense of peace and serenity in this life. And so like that, you can take what could be a monster, a total monster, the social media algorithms, and I mean YouTube is social media as well. I just mean the internet in general. It could be a total monster, but using it like this, it then becomes one of your greatest friends. And you can connect like this, like we're connecting now. You can learn things about that you would never otherwise learn. And it's amazing. Yes. Look up how to grow mushrooms, things like that. Guys, we will be inoculating mushroom logs here in just a few weeks. So we're going to inoculate it with shiitake mushrooms and oysters and lion's mane. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to make some videos about it. Okay. So remember, if you guys want some of these, send a self-addressed stamp envelope and I'll give you some. Okay. But I'm going to include these with all the bucket orders of fertilizers and stuff this year, all that kind of stuff. And they're with every onion purchase now as well. So okay. Megan McGuire says, my sister-in-law is all over Trump commercials. It's kind of crazy. What does that mean? Oh man, Miss T, yeah, limit social media as much as possible because the ads and the videos will pop up. Now, guys, if you don't have YouTube Premium, get it. I mean, I would be shocked if every one of you watching this don't have YouTube Premium. Okay. I resisted it for several years. No, I'm not going to pay them. I'm not going to pay. Until I realized what it does. Guys, when you get YouTube Premium, all of a sudden there's zero commercials. Never. You see the whole video all the way through. There's not a commercial at the beginning or the end or the middle ever. It's amazing. You can learn stuff and you can watch things. You can listen to music and whatever you want. Zero interruptions. It really does a number on the mind. It really helps the mind a lot. Okay. So I highly recommend that. So Creative Soil says, I've been trying to get people to go swimming with me on January 1st. No takers yet, but I have a spotter. Okay, good. Yes. You still doing that cold training? Is it getting cool where you're at or what? So, Teach Tree says, I thought Premium cut back your revenue. It does. It does. People getting YouTube Premium cuts back my revenue. Yes. But that is insignificant to me compared to the advertisements getting into your mind. I would never want anyone in this tribe, anyone in my tribe, I want it to be free of all of that kind of stuff because that's how we collectively put our minds more at ease. So I don't even care about the cut in premium. I care more that you are not receiving the onslaught of advertisements. Okay. Thank you very much though, for being thoughtful and aware of that. But that is of secondary importance because it is so important to get these advertisements out of your mind. You have no idea how much it is driving you. You have no idea. There's no repetition is king. Okay. So there's no real defense against it. If you're repetitively exposed to these advertisements, it's going to affect you. It's going to create in you desires for things you don't need. It's going to create in you a sense of unsatisfaction with what you already have. That's what they're designed to do. Make you unsatisfied with what you have, yet desiring more. And in particular, their thing, just desiring something else. But it all starts with making you unsatisfied. Because if you're satisfied, feeling at peace and feeling at ease and feeling healthy and strong and happy, then you don't need anything. You're not going to go out and buy stuff. You're not going to visit your doctor. You're not going to do all this kind of stuff because you feel great, because everything's fine. And so they don't want that. Okay. They have to have you feeling uneasy. They have to have you a mild hypochondriac. Talk to your doctor about this and that. All these drug advertisements on TV where everyone's just all doped out and they're all just kind of, everything's in slow motion and all the advertisements make it look like everyone's on this dope, whatever they're taking or selling, everything's just fine. Everything's wonderful. And guys, America's the only country in the world that allows this drug advertisements on mass media sources, in magazines, it's everywhere. And so it doesn't matter if you're aware of this or not. If you're constantly exposed to these advertisements, the subconscious mind is picking it up and it will create in you one of these conditions. I know it sounds insane, but once you begin to experience the power of the subconscious mind, this is how it does it. Is that it will keep picking up all these advertisements. If you've got mild to severe ulcerative colitis, your ulcerative colitis flares up. I mean, the subconscious mind is picking this up and it will begin to produce things that confirm this. It really works this way. Okay. You got to get all that stuff out of your experience. No drug advertisements, no advertisements of any kind. Because these people are engineers. These people creating these drug adverts and these advertisements are very well paid scientists. They are behavioral engineers. They are thought and behavioral engineers, scientists, okay? They know what they're doing. They don't just randomly put out, they're not just some guy making Facebook targeted ads. These are these are world-class scientists, okay, that understand this stuff with unlimited budgets to understand how to manipulate the human psyche. You got to get that out. All right. Yes, Pilar, there are no side effects, just effects. Exactly. There are no side effects of these drug adverts and stuff. So that's the thing, guys. All right. Yeah, the side effects list. Yeah, you know, there's some parodies and stuff, videos, parody videos of all the side effects, you know, may include thoughts of homicide, thoughts of suicide, thoughts of homicide, may include, you don't even need to make it up though. I mean, seriously, I'm listening when I'm at someone's house and they've got the TV on, it's all full of drug advertisements and they'll get to the side effects. Side effects may include anal leakage. You know, I'm thinking, what? And blah, 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 thoughts of suicide, blah, 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 may include death. And I'm like, did anyone else just hear that? Did anyone else just hear it? They literally just said, you will die. You could die by taking this. And everyone's just like, everyone's all doped out on the same stuff that's in the commercial. You know, it's insanity, guys. It's insanity. Okay. So, all right, guys, this one is, coming to an end. All right. So thank you guys for listening to this passionate rant today. I'm glad that you guys all heard this. I'm glad that you participated. Let me know. We need more topics. Okay. So let me know what's brewing on your mind. Put it in the comments after the video. You know, what is a thought that is brewing in your mind? What is something we can talk about? Now, there's still several that we're going to talk about, like from Kenny. We are still going to talk about that, but it's not quite brewed enough in my mind yet to be able to really give it like I want to, you know? So when the time is right, every topic, every question we've received will come out. Okay. So, and be sure that you, let's see here. Hold on one second. Okay. There we go. Here's a banner. Want an easy way to help out the tribe? Do all your shopping through Amazon or on Amazon through the Viking storefront link in the video description. Just use it to get onto Amazon. Every time you shop on Amazon, just get on Amazon through that link and we will get the credit, which is great. I already know that you guys are doing it because the revenue is going up through Amazon, which is great because Amazon doesn't need any more, but we do. So, all right. I appreciate you guys being here and let's see. B. Hendricks, morning decisions that empower you for exponential daily growth. That is a good one. Put it in the comments with more detail, like specific examples and things. The more detail, the better. The longer the question, the better, because then that gives us more to work with. Okay. So, Koku Divers, what's up, my friend? What's up, brother? Yes. Blast from the past right there. A guy that I did scuba diving with in Thailand. You are right now in Thailand, is that right? On the island of Kokud. Still doing the diving thing, yes? So we are just signing off here, my friend, but good to see you here. I hope all is well in Thailand and with your business. And yes, I am here doing this thing. So, all right, guys, we will see you next week. And infinite spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. Infinite spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say. Infinite spirit goes before me and opens the way. Infinite wisdom tells me what to do and what to say.